There we go. What's going on, you guys? It's be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode. Brand new review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion part 1. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What is going on? Okay, what's going on? It's been a minute since we had a Sunday live. It's been a minute, honey. But we are in the building today. Okay, we are in the building. I had a great weekend, by the way. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. Although I've had to work all this damn weekend, honey. Listen, I still had a pretty decent weekend. I hung out with friends and just had a good time. I'm still trying to, battle this whole social life, work life, all types of things and shit all at the same time. So, I hope everybody else have been able to have a great time, just like I have. Okay. So that's pretty much the gist of that. Now, for those of you who are brand new to the platform, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and all of those good things. I get started with the reviews every week at the 5-minute mark. The first 5 minutes is just, pleasantries. And then after we get past the 5-minute mark, we go ahead and get into the review. Okay. That's what we do up in here. Well, that's what we do with every live that we do. Okay. Now, for the Whether You Like It or Not panel, it's going to be on Ya's page on tomorrow. I'm not going to be there because I got to film tomorrow. So I'm not going to be there tomorrow. But make sure you guys support and enjoy everybody else because, I got to film, so I can't be there. But I'm pretty sure it's still going to be a pretty decent show, of course, as it always is. Okay, we have a great time. We're slick sad that it's coming to an end. But, we got to take this couple of months break until Potomac comes, and then we'll be back where we came from. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. What else do I want to put out there right about now? So we're pretty much in the middle of July already. So still trying to get some music content out and all of those different things and character analyzations and stuff like that. I just got to get a hold of this schedule and a hold of everything that I got going on, because in between doing this, filming the show, and doing my 9 to 5, it's hard trying to do everything that I want to do in a timely fashion. But we're working hard, and we're gonna get there. We got a goal of 60K. We're less than 3K away from that. So like I said, subscriptions is very much so welcome. We got a goal. I want to hit 60K before the end of the year, and we are almost there. We're very close, but you got to make it work. We got to get some things going. Okay. By the way, let me go ahead and speak to my moderators as we await the 5-minute mark. I think I see Payne in here, and Norris. I think those are the only 2 moderators that are in here, and all of those things. So y'all already know what to do when it comes down to the moderators. Y'all know y'all gotta guard this chat and everything under the sun, honey, because the people be getting crazy when it come down to these reviews. But yeah. But not really these. It's mainly Love and Marriage Transville that they go crazy about, y'all. But but I don't think we're gonna have that problem this year. I don't think we are, when they come back on Saturday, because I'm reviewing the show. Let me see what we got going on here. All right, so there we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now it's time for my review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 6 reunion part 1 review. Okay, we're already over 200 in the chat, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now it looked like everybody was late. That's what it was looking like. And one thing about me, I cannot stand for a motherfucker to be late. I promise you, I can't stand for a motherfucker to be late. Period. I can't. But it looked like everybody was fucking late. However, getting off of that, I don't really like talking about the whole pleasantry of the matter, everybody, outfits and the glam. I don't really care to see all that. I really like to just get to the meat and potatoes of everything at the reunion. I don't be giving a fuck about no backstage shit. No. But anyway, so they discussed Britt's absence. Okay, everybody's pretty much shocked that Britt is not there. With everything that's been going on, it's kind of like, where is Britt? Like, why isn't she here? So when Andy asked Kelly, how did she feel about Britt not being there? You know, Kelly says that Britt plays the victim and the villain at the same time. And I gotta say that I agree with that. I do agree with that because even now, this heifer decided not to come to the reunion, but she got so much shit to say about these girls on this show when she's on the internet. All this shit that she's saying on the internet, this could have been said at the motherfucking reunion. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we don't really care about what you're talking about and what your grievances are now. Like, that's what the reunion is for. The reunion is after you done watched the show and you done seen all of the things that was said about you by everybody else behind your back. And there's some things that you probably didn't know. When you go to the reunion, that is your moment to get their ass and talk to them about it and call them out and confront them about the things that they've said and done. You know what I mean? So all that tongue wrestling that you're doing on the internet, Brit, we really don't give a damn about none of that. Just being honest, we really don't care. It's really falling under deaf ears to all of us at this point because you should have came to the reunion and handled that shit. But instead, you want to be a pussy and not go to the reunion and handle that shit. That's how I feel about it. So yes, I do agree with what Britt said, with what Kelly said. She do play the victim and the villain at the same time. I mean, she was the one who threatened Kenya with weapons, and then when Kenya responded back, now she's the victim. Even though I still feel like Kenya went to another level by responding the way that she did, but Britt was nobody's damn victim in this situation. Britt been a villain this whole time, and she really want to be a victim though, but been a villain the whole time. Phaedra is sad that she's not here. She said that she really wanted Britt to be here. You know, she really wished that Britt would have called her, had a conversation with her, so she could have pretty much, you know, advised her on what to do and gave her the encouragement to come to the reunion. So she really wished that Britt was there. Porsha said that she didn't know that, you know, Britt was coming. She said that she had talked to Britt the night before the reunion, and she said that they were talking about the husbands being there. You know, she was basically saying that, you know, her husband was going to be there and how my baby daddy was going to be there and all this other stuff. So it was very surprising to know that she's not here. We all thought that she was just going to be late or something. We didn't think that she was just not going to come. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what the surprising factor is. Everybody is surprised by that whole situation. So then Angela was like, man, I want to get her ass. Like, for real, I wanted to get her ass. Like, I really hate that she's not here because she said a lot to me on this show this season and did a lot this season that I needed to get her. I'm with Angela. Because if I was Angela, honey, I would have been ready to get her ass too. Okay? Like, I would have been ready to get her as well. But, you know, at the end of the day, she just felt like, okay, the fuck all this sad shit that y'all trying to pull. I wish her ass was here so I could have got a chunk out of that fake ass of hers. I'm with Angela on that. Drew says that the last time she spoke to Britt, she said that she was going to give her a lawsuit because it was alleged that she was the one that gave Kenya the information to expose Britt with. So she said that I'm going to be hearing from lawyers, but I haven't heard from anybody. And my thing is this. So was this reunion, I'm trying to remember, was the reunion filmed before or after she realized that those pictures weren't her? And if that's the case, then you owe Drew a motherfucking apology. Why are you threatening her with lawyers? You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But anyway, so they started talking about, you know, the men in Grenada and how they all could have got pregnant by all them men in Grenada and how fine the men in Grenada is and all that other stuff. And I must say that they were fine now. Those are some fine ass men in Grenada, okay? I'm pretty sure just looking at their ass, you're going to get pregnant or something's going to happen to you if you just look at them because they were fine now. I ain't going to take nothing from them. They were fine. They were fine. Okay, let's be clear. Now, they were fine now. They wasn't over-exaggerating when they said that. They were definitely fine. So, yeah, and they was talking about, like, one of the guys in particular that they all had a crush, that they were all crushing on. I think it was a dude with, like, a red hat or something like that, that they liked and stuff, and how he could have got them all pregnant and shit like that. But, you know, they was hot and bothered for them men. I can't say that I blame them. So Andy says that Shamia, Kelly, and Angela had a very good season. He says that the people pretty much gravitated to them separately. They all had real stories to tell, and he's very proud of what they brought to the show. I do think that Shamia, Kelly, and Angela all were strong newbies this season. Although I have my opinions about Shamia and Kelly. While Angela started off as a slow burner, she became the newbie MVP. She was the MVP this season. She became everybody's favorite newbie. Whereas Shamia started as everybody's favorite, well, most people's favorite newbie, but then she kind of faltered towards the middle of the season. Then with Kelly, she was number two in being, she was number two in being like everybody's favorite newbie, but then she showed that, she flips like an omelet a lot. So her and Shamia pretty much drowned themselves towards the end of the season, whereas Angela took their torch and she's like, yeah, bitch, I'm here. I'm here to let you bitches know that I'm the motherfucking reign. I'm the supreme in this bitch. That's what I came here to do. So I can't really be mad at that. So Angela definitely came in single-handedly, took over and made herself known and let the people know that she is strong. She's a strong contender on this show and she is here to stay. Although I do think that Shamia and Kelly faltered towards the end of the season, well, really not the end, like the middle part of the season. Although I feel like they faltered, I do think that they have a chance to redeem themselves. I do think so. But most definitely, I feel like Angela was definitely the MVP. I think the one that performed the worst on this show, though, the newbie that performed the worst was probably Britt. She was the one who performed the worst out of everybody. Because I feel like Britt didn't find her footing until the end of the season. Like them last maybe 3-4 episodes was when the audience kind of went over to Britt's side after everybody hated her. But I just feel like that wasn't enough for me to have her behind Angela, because Britt really didn't do much this entire season but try to figure out what she was going to do. So I do think that Britt performed the worst. That's how I feel. She had the potential to do much more than what she did. Like, she really could have been our baby Kenya, but she didn't step to the plate, to me, So, but I was on her side a lot towards the end, I will say that. But I do feel like she performed the worst out of all the newbies. She did. But if she would have came to the reunion, she probably would have redeemed herself. And that's just what it is. So then Cynthia comes out, and you can tell that this is a situation where Britt didn't come, because Cynthia probably wouldn't have showed up on the reunion to like the second or the third part. But the fact that she had to come in at the beginning was kind of, crazy. But I will say this, though. I think this season was doomed from the very beginning. It wasn't a bad season, though. I will say that. I do feel like it was still a decent season. It was watchable, in my opinion. It wasn't a bad season. But I do think that a lot of things that happened kind of tainted the rest of the season. Like Porsha not having no story, Kenya being suspended. You know what I mean? Like, all that kind of foreshadowed what the rest of the season was going to be. But that's another story for another day. Let me see. So then Cynthia comes out, and she said that she enjoyed her stint in the friend role. She enjoyed being the friend of the show. She said she related to everybody. She had a whole lot in common with everybody. She's experienced a lot of the things that they all experienced. She had a friendship breakup on the show. She's gotten married on the show. She's been divorced on the show. And that goes to show you that she had been on the show for a long damn time, because her first season, she got married on the show, and then she got divorced, and then she met Mike and got married on the show. And then, after she got off, she divorced or whatever. And, we saw the friendship breakup with her and Nene and stuff like that. So she has been through a lot on this show, and she definitely had a whole lot of wisdom to give the girls. You feel what I'm saying? Had a whole lot to give them. So we talk about Cynthia and her for JJ. Apparently she got a hood. I can't tell y'all nothing about that. I have never been close to the JJ. I'm not interested in it. And I can't tell you if she got a Honda hood, a Hyundai hood, a Cadillac hood, or a Tesla hood. I don't know what the fuck that is. Only the women that watch me can tell me what the fuck a hood is. I don't know. The only hood that I was up under faithfully was the hood of my Honda Accord before it broke down before I came out here to Atlanta. Okay, that's the only hood that I opened and was up under. You know what I mean? But other than that, I can't tell y'all nothing about no damn hood. Okay. Only the women can tell me that. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm sorry, but I don't know about no hood. But why we need to know that though? I don't know why we had to find out about what type of hood she had, but okay. Cynthia got a new boyfriend. She said that he is younger than her, so she's a cradle rocker, but she said that she likes that her and Phaedra, they're both older than their men, because I think they're both in their 50s. And I think that Cynthia's man is 39 and Phaedra's man is like 32. So they're both dating men in their 30s. So I don't really know. They grown, they over the limit. So, go right ahead, do what you do. Cause check is fine to me. I don't care what nobody gotta say. Next thing you know, we get into this package about Porsha. And Porsha starts getting emotional about her cousin Lundy. And that's all. You know what, y'all? That shit is still like unbelievable to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's still kind of unbelievable. Like I still can't believe that Lundy passed. Like I still can't get over that. Like I feel like that was my goddamn cousin. So I feel Portia's pain, baby. I really do. I feel her pain most definitely. Um they talk about the house and how she couldn't film in the house at first and what the house really meant to her. She says that Simon purchased the home before the marriage, but in the prenup, I guess that was something that it became a marital home, and that was the only thing that she pretty much had that she could keep. And that's what the house meant to her. It meant something to her. I personally wouldn't have wanted that house, though. I don't know. If I was ever married to somebody and they bought a house that I'm living in and they trying to keep me up out of it and don't want me to work out of it and all that other shit, to be honest, I wouldn't even want it. Honestly, I wouldn't even want the house. Keep the motherfucking house. You bought it, shit. You can keep it. I don't want it. I don't know. It's just that when I get past some shit, I just don't be wanting nothing that reminds me of that whole thing. Like I wouldn't even want to be in that house, knowing what the fuck Simon and did and all this other shit. But I don't know if she wanted to keep the house to keep up appearances or what. But I wouldn't have wanted it. I wouldn't have kept it. But that's just me though. And I get that she wants to get, what she rightfully deserves out of the prenup and stuff like that. So I guess whatever. Um, excuse me. So then they start talking about Simon is detained by ICE, and she did confirm that this shit is true. And then Andy said what the folks on Twitter were basically saying that you had called ICE on Simon, and she denies calling ICE on Simon. She said, what would I have to gain by calling ICE on Simon? What wouldn't you have to gain by calling ICE on Simon? He's been shitting on you in public for a while now since the divorce happened. And not to mention, you probably want to get your rocks off and get you a little bit of revenge. So my thing about it is, it wouldn't be far-fetched if you called ICE on him and got him detained. I mean, the shit he been saying about you, you probably did it in a moment of revenge. Now, I'm not saying that you did it. I'm just saying that it's not far-fetched if you did do it. But you said you didn't do it, so I guess I believe you. Shamia then said to Porsha that she remembered telling Porsha that her and Gerald really wasn't sure about the money that Simon had, and how he really made his living, and that and Shamia said that she asked Porsha, did she ask any other questions that she needed to ask about his past, about his finances, about all of those things that she really needed to know, pretty much, right? So then that's when Porsha and Kelly starts arguing about the took that woman's husband come in. And I think that Kelly was full of shit when she said that she asked out of concern. That wasn't out of concern, Kelly. You asked that shit out of pure messiness. And don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at you for asking. She can't come back on this show and think that she's not going to be asked about the fact that she stole Fallon's husband from right up under her damn nose, from right up under her titties. You've been gone for 3 years. You feel what I'm saying? So, and you left in the midst of that situation, right? So what the hell would make you think that you can come back on this show and no one's going to ask you about that? Girl, please, honey. You got to be out of your mind if you think that's going to happen. And, and I can understand why Porsha wouldn't want nobody asking her questions about it. I mean, shit. She done been under fire for the longest about it. So of course she don't want nobody asking her no questions about it. That's understood. But at the end of the day, though, I just feel like, girl, I don't know what you thought this was, and I don't know what you thought was gonna happen, but somebody had to ask you. We knew Shamia wasn't gonna ask you. Cynthia wasn't gonna ask, and Kenya was trying to be cool with you, so she wasn't gonna ask you either. So somebody had to ask you, and Kelly was the one that did it, and I wasn't mad with her for asking. Okay. So then they start, going back and forth about the whole divorce thing. And Kelly was like, I was divorced for 11 years. I mean, I was married for 11 years, baby. You were married for 11 months. We cannot compare apples to peaches. Like, let's not do that. And I feel as though Porsha was trying to compare marriages, which is something that she can't do. Okay. Your situation with Simon is totally different from Kelly's situation with her big ass bitch ass husband. Okay, that's completely different. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about or where you're trying to get at with that, but it's not the same thing. So you can't be trying to compare the two situations because there's nothing to compare. It's two different things. So that was funny as hell. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, that's completely different. Like, you ain't got no businesses involved in this. So how the hell you gonna say that? And on top of that, you stole him from somebody else. That's a complete difference. So, and you didn't even know Simon. Like, let's just be real about the situation. You met that man through Fallon. You saw the house, you saw the private jets and the expensive wines and the pool and all that other shit. And that's all you saw, and that's what you wanted, and you popped it for, and you thought you was popping it for a real nigga, but you was popping it for a fraud nigga, and you got a ring, and you got married, and you thought that you was on the high, and you thought that that was everything, and you thought that you was better, you thought that you was going to get the lifestyle that you always wanted. And I feel like you did not care about the shit that he was saying about Fallon in the media. And you probably felt like he would never do this shit to you. But he turned around and he did that shit to you. That's why it's hard for me to feel bad for Porsha. It is only because of the way that it happened. And for her to try to compare her marriage or divorce to Kelly is kind of outlandish. You can't even compare your shit to Drew and rap shit. Like, it ain't nowhere near that, because your marriage wasn't even real, to let me tell it. But it is what it is. But it's crazy though, just like Havana said, Shamia did tell her to make sure that Simon was legit. And I don't think she did that. So then, let's see. So after that, when it came down to Porsha saying that she was Charles, that's when Porsha said, okay, I want to, for the second time, apologize to Angela about what I said. However, she brought up the fact that she brought up this whole you took somebody's husband stuff first. So I said what I said about fucking her husband, which I shouldn't have said. Angela says that's a lie because you spoke on my husband first. So when you spoke on my husband first, I said, okay, well, did you sleep? Why did you sleep with somebody else's husband then? You know what I mean? And honestly, though, I don't blame Angela. Porsha needs to keep the word husband out of her fucking mouth, unless she's talking about Simon. She needs to stop saying the word husband, because anytime you say something about somebody's husband, they're always going to go back to the fact that you were sleeping with somebody else's husband while they were married to them. You know what I mean? And we could talk about as many things as Fallon did to Simon or what Simon did to Fallon. They were married and Porsha slept with that woman's husband. I don't care. It is what it is. Just stop speaking on people's husband. And not to mention when she was on her Amazon Live during film and she said, I don't really know Angela, but I heard that her husband is everything. Like, why even make comments like that when you're looked at as a husband, as the clean up woman? Like, girl, come on now. You just gotta read the room. Shamia, I think Angela said that Shamia was the one who introduced Simon to Porsha, and Shamia denies ever introducing Simon to Porsha, but Angela said that she did. And then she says that you did say it at the table. So the flashback, and then even Drew said, well, I did hear that you were the one that introduced, you were the one who introduced Porsha to Simon. So when you looked at the flashback that they showed, it was basically Shamia saying that I was there when the shit first started. I was there when she met him. I was there when it all started. That doesn't constitute her introducing him. She never introduced him. She was introduced to him through Fallon. What y'all are missing is that Porsha says that Shamia hooked them up. That's what I heard. And I was side-eyeing Shamia for that even back then. Still liked her. But I was side-eyeing her even back then because Porsha said that on the blogs. Like when she commented and said, yeah, you're the reason why we hooked up. You're the one who hooked us up. Everybody said that. She didn't introduce them. What she did was she hooked them up. That's what happened. That's what happened. I never heard the whole I never heard the whole thing of she introduced them because that is a lie. Shamia couldn't have introduced them. Fallon introduced them. What happened was she was the glue that brought them together, is what that was. So she didn't introduce them, but she did hook them up, allegedly. You know, allegedly. Because thank you. She said Shamia was a great matchmaker. Maker. Thank you. She said she didn't introduce them. She was there when it kicked off, period. Okay? All right? Yes, it is worse. That's why I said I was side-eyeing the hell out of Shamia when Porsha first said that she was a great matchmaker. Because I'm like, you got a husband and you hooking somebody up with somebody else's husband. That don't make no goddamn sense to me. And I don't think you can make it make sense for me. I don't really think you can. Okay, I'm just being for real. Like, that was the weirdest shit in the world. I was like, girl, how the hell are you gonna hook her up with someone and you married? Okay. Yeah, weird. Okay, weird. Where we at now? Let me go back to my notes because my notes are on my phone. By the way, you guys, if you need to, go ahead and like the video. And like I said, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So then Shamia explained why she asked Drew about sleeping with Dennis. And then that's when Shamia, I think Shamia said something along the lines, because I don't recall exactly what she said, but I'm paraphrasing, about the whole picture and how she was looking like she was booed up with him in the studio. And she chose to ask, you know, although Porsha did not want her to ask, and Drew was not filming with Dennis at the time. So that's why she asked at her party. And my thing is that Drew killed me. She said, girl, go over there and sit on Porsha's lap because you doing a whole lot. You I'm like, yeah, it is. She go with the lap dog comments. Let me tell y'all something. Drew is killing it. I don't care what nobody say. Drew is doing her thug thizzle, honey. I promise you she is. Then Drew says that Porsha was playing the victim. That's what she said. She said that I think I moved too quick. Drew also said that Porsha's return was a flop. That's what she said. And Porsha was like, while she's worrying about my return being a flop, she needs to be worried about who rap is flip-flopping in their basement. Girl, okay. Okay. Worry about how much fraud and shit that your husband was doing. You worry about that, Porsha. And at the end of the day, Drew didn't say anything that we didn't say. Your return was a flop. You didn't give anything this season. You really did not. Like you didn't give what you thought you did. And then what was so funny was that Drew was like, Simon says you have no storyline. Bitch, I was in that bed hollering when Drew said that. When she said Simon says you have no storyline, I was like, you better get her. I don't know what then came over Drew. I don't know who then taught Drew how to read. I don't know none of that. But baby, I'm telling you, Drew is coming for next. Okay. Drew is coming for next, and ain't nobody fucking with Drew. Okay, nobody is fucking with Drew in the least bit. No one's fucking with Drew at all. Okay, like that's on period. Nobody is cutting them off. Okay, she ate Porsha up for real. She did. And I just feel like I'm just looking at this reunion and I'm like, why is Drew at the last seed? I don't get why she isn't like second or third. Why isn't she at the last chair? That's the chair that Kelly should have been. I don't understand it. But okay. But like I said, Drew is killing it. And Drew was just standing on motherfucking business. She was matching everybody's energy. I don't care what nobody got to say. And I know it's the popular thing to do to hate on Drew. It's the popular thing to do to dislike everything that Drew, does or whatever. But at the end of the day, Drew is winning. I don't care what nobody say. She was the light, one of the lights of this season for me. I'm just saying. And she been getting them girls. Yeah, she been getting them girls up off of her too. Porsha can't handle Drew at all. Porsha can't. Drew said that Porsha's playing the victim, and she is. At the end of the day, she came into this situation coming at Drew crazy. She was committed to fighting with Drew in every scene. She was committed to giving Drew her ass to kiss every time they sat down and met up. At the end of the day, Porsha knew that she didn't have shit to talk about. So she had to use this whole thing with filming with Dennis as a way to have something to talk about. That's what people do when they ain't got nothing to talk about. That's what they do when they ain't got no story. That's what they do. They gonna talk about you the whole time. Don't I know? Anyway, so then where we at? So after all of that, Porsha goes over, hugs Drew, and she apologizes to Drew. And she says that one of the biggest things that she came to this reunion to do is apologize to Drew. She felt like she gave Drew a hard time this season, and she really hated that it came to the point that it came to, and she felt like they really could have solved this and it would have been solved with a conversation. Like it could have been solved with just a conversation. And yes, it could have been solved with a conversation. It definitely could have been solved with a goddamn conversation, but you wanted to keep it going because you didn't have nothing else to do. But as I said before, that's what people do on reality shows when they don't have nothing else to talk about. You're going to talk about somebody else and you're going to harp on that the entire season, making this whole show about them and not about yourself. That's what's so crazy. Once again, don't I know? Anyways, we're almost at 600 people, y'all. I really do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, thank y'all for tuning in today. Kelly explains why she was upset about Britt using her team. The explanation still didn't make any sense to me. I just still feel like at the end of the day, Kelly was doing the absolute most. I mean, just because you work with them don't mean your friend can't work with them. You know what I mean? And I get that you did what you did for Britt so she can come on the show, look good, feel good, all them things and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just feel as though it still wasn't necessary. It just came across real weird to me. Like I wouldn't even care about no shit like that at all. I promise y'all I would not care. Like about a damn beauty team. Shit, I want my friend to look good. So therefore, bitch, here go my beauty team. Here go my glam squad. Have them make you look good just like they've made me look good. You feel what I'm saying? Like, do that. So I don't know. It was just weird to me, but that sounded like some catty female stuff. And women don't get all up in your fifis about what I just said, but that's just how it comes across to me. Because I don't know any men that would get mad about a nigga using a Bible. You know what I mean? Like, I just couldn't. You know, I just, nah. I don't know. But anyway, Porsha says that Britt said it was jealousy. It came across as jealousy. It did. Britt says, Porsha says that the new girls wanted an alliance, and it was practically Shamia, Kelly, and Britt. So when they were saying that, Shamia also said that Porsha was also a part of the alliance as well. Porsha says that she wasn't, but Shamia said that she was. So then that's when Porsha says, I feel like alliances kill shows. It did with this one. That's rich coming from Porsha. That's rich. So now alliances kill shows, and that's why you didn't want to be a part of an alliance, but you was a part of an alliance. Shall we forget about your alliance with Nene and Phaedra? You forgot about that? Because freaking Frack was the epitome of a motherfucking alliance. So let's not act like you ain't never been a part of that alliance culture, because you were. So let's not even do that. Let's not do that. Because you were. You were. So now they kill shows. I can't. And then wasn't you a part of the alliance during season 12 when all them girls chose not to film with Nene at the beginning? And then once you got back cool with Nene, you know, you acted like you ain't do all that. Like, girl, it'd be the hypocrisy for me with these girls on this show. Kelly admits that she was coming for Angela because she was riding for Britt, which we knew, but that was follower behavior though. Like, it wasn't even just about the fact that she was riding for Britt. It was becoming follower behavior. Angela says that she wasn't a part of the alliance. Why wasn't she a part of the alliance? I guess they felt like she was older than her and than them and all that. But at the same time, Shamia said that Drew and Angela, they had an alliance, but Drew and Angela said they didn't even have no damn alliance. So it is what it is. Let me see where we at here. So then Kelly says that she never had a conversation with Britt about no abortion. She says that a conversation happened with her and that stylist, and she feels like that stylist went back and told Britt as a way to be malicious. She says that after her twins, she didn't want to have any kids anymore, so she went and got her tubes tied. That is what happened. And she said that even if she wanted to have another baby, she couldn't. So that's what really happened in her words. I'm just telling y'all what happened. So it is what it is. Which is fucked up that Britt would do something like that. But yeah, let me see. I'm late, but I just wanted to say that Drew has been vindicated. Oh, absolutely. But she been vindicated in my eyes anyway. She been doing it. Kelly says that she's finally divorced and she spent $200,000 on the fees. They want to know why Kelly travels with a bodyguard. Well, Porsha says that we know that there are two different reasons as to why Kelly may be traveling with the bodyguard. One, because of the stuff with her husband, or another reason because the husband is really not after her. She does that for the show. I just need for Porsha to stop speaking on somebody else's divorce like she knows what the going on up in their house. Because, girl, you don't know a goddamn thing about what's going on in that good divorce. Stop speaking on that girl's divorce. You don't know what's going on. So why you acting like you know? You don't know a damn thing about what's going on in that girl's house or her divorce or anything like that. Who are you to say that her husband wasn't going after her? So Simon wasn't going after you? Can we say that too then? Since you want to speak up on somebody else's situation. I mean, let's make it fair all across the board if you ask me. You feel what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. Like you gonna sit up here and tell that girl that her husband wasn't after her. Like to me, um, I really believe that he was, honestly. You know, it is what it is. But child, I can't. It's crazy to me, but whatever. Where am I at now? Cause that kind of annoyed me for her to sit up there. Like, girl, like because I think it really bothered me that she did that only because of the whole of the seriousness of the situation. Because we all know what Kelly's husband is capable of and what he's done to her and what he's tried to do to her. So I feel like by her saying what she said was pretty much like, yeah, that was some bullshit. Like, why would you even imply some shit like that? Like, I don't even know why you feel like that was cool. Um, Drew says that Kelly's husband reached out to Ralph, which I feel like was some bullshit. But Ralph is the head of the Bitter Ex-Husbands Club. Anytime you friends with niggas like Martell Holt and all that other stuff, the new creep squad is what it is, child. They talk about Kelly's rent woes, and Andy said, "So why haven't you been able to pay your rent for your business?" And she said, "Well, I had like a basically all I had was $200,000 in lawyer fees. Yes, so that's the reason why she couldn't pay for her stuff. But then all these different expenses, like giving a dog a dye, or pretty much giving the dog facials and doing all that other weird shit for dogs and shit. You would think that she would have the money to pay for those things, but I don't know. It's just crazy. But whatever, girl. Where we at? Let me see what Aquarius L said. All of your reviews are getting better and better. Thank you. I don't know. I told y'all. I told y'all was it last month or the month before last? But I think I told y'all a while ago that I was going to take a different approach to these reviews and just bring it back to the funny and just give you guys a review, and any story time that I got, if I relate to it, I'll just save it for a story time video or something like that. But I just wanted to, switch it up a little bit so it can be enjoyable for everybody, because not everybody tunes in to hear you talk about your personal life. So if you want to talk about your personal life, then you could talk about your personal life on a whole nother video. Y'all just coming to hear my opinion on the show. Like, this ain't Dr. Phil, this ain't Dr. Sherry, this is a housewife review. So that's what I chose to do. So I've heard that shit time and time again about injecting my personal into my reviews. So I said, you know what, I ain't gonna do that no more. Let me switch it up and see how that works. So by you telling me that my reviews are getting better, that means I made the right decision. So a shout out to you guys for watching and telling me that, because I just want you guys to enjoy yourselves when you're here. That's all. Where we at? So then Shamia says that she never came between Kelly and Britt's friendship. She said that she actually wanted to be the person to bring them back together in a sense. So she never wanted to come between them. And I don't think that Shamia really wanted to come between Kelly and Britt either, but it just happened that way, honestly. Like, I don't think that was her goal, is to try to come between a friendship. I don't think she really had anything to gain by coming between their relationship. But I just felt like, maybe you just should have just stayed up out of it, pretty much. And I don't really think you were trying to bridge the gap either in that last scene, because you weren't trying to bridge the gap. You was upset with her because she pretty much said that shit about you texting her about Porsha and talking shit about Porsha. That's what you approached her about. You didn't approach her about anything else, and you was not trying to pretty much put them two back together. It is what it is. So nah. Kelly says that she and Britt would never be friends again, and I kind of can see that. It's probably best if they're no longer friends, honestly. Sometimes some friendships you just got to leave it where it's at, honestly. So we get to the stuff that happened at the season finale, and Angela was calling out Phaedra, and she said that this guy said that he knew Phaedra. Her brother, his aunt was friends with Phaedra's brother. They went to high school together. They were all from Athens. The whole family ties, the Athens connection, all of that other stuff. Phaedra says, I don't even know Angela, so I don't understand why she would feel like I need to take her down. And my thing is this, you don't know Angela, but you was popping mad shit about her your whole 10 days of you filming. Like, you were popping shit about her in every confessional. You talked about her like a dog. Just like you didn't know Demetria in season 7, but you went out of your way to take her down. So I'm just gonna need for you to stop. You feel what I'm saying? Like, please quit it. And then Porsha was defending Phaedra. But one thing about that Angela gonna call out the bullshit when it needs to be called out. When Angela said, well, everything that Phaedra has done and pertains to you on this show, you want to act like it's so far-fetched that she would do this to me? Boom. But Porsha has always been up Phaedra's ass. The same way we say Shamia been up Porsha ass, and the same way we say Kelly been up Shamia ass, Porsha has always been up Phaedra's ass. I have no idea why she has, but she always has. And she has always defended Phaedra, even when Phaedra was on some damn bullshit. So my thing is this. Angela told nothing but irrefutable facts when she called Porsha out. I want to say it again. When Angela sat up there and said, baby, well, all the stuff that Phaedra did to you on this show, you want to sit up here and act like you don't see how this is plausible? Yeah, because she set you up to lie on somebody else, and you ran with that shit the whole goddamn season. You act like we forgot about all of that. No, baby, we didn't forget about any of it. Any of it in the least bit. We didn't forget about none of that shit. So let's not act like we have. We remember it, plain as day. We remember it all. So, yeah, we're talking about alliances, and we're talking about how alliances killed the show. But yet, here you go in your alliance. And then I think Kelly was like, well, why would she do that? And then that's when Angela was like, well, she's trying to, trying to make sure that her contract is renewed. And that's when Phaedra was like, I don't have to do anything to make sure my contract is secure because I have a secured contract, blah, 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 blah. And so I'm like, oh yeah, this motherfucker too big for her to goddamn britches. Bravo have really made her feel like she's important. She really feel like she's important now that Candy's out of the picture. But the thing about it is though, girl, you were benched for years because she wasn't there. And now that you back, you want to sit up here and act like you run shit on this show. Phaedra, sit your frog looking ass the fuck down. Seriously. I, for one, believe that Phaedra did that. I, for two, don't feel like she didn't do it. I, for three, feel like she is capable of it. We've seen what she's capable of doing. We've seen it. It's all a messy situation, and there are some holes in the story. But at the same point in time, I just feel like at the end of the day, Phaedra ain't no innocent bystander in this whole thing. I really feel like she had something to do with it. Like, for real. I've always felt like she did. And I told y'all I felt like she had something to do with it. But it is what it is, though. But it's just crazy how Phaedra coming out here acting like she bad, but ran away from Married to Medicine. That's the craziest thing about it for me. But anyway, y'all, that's it for the first part. Hey, so debonair. That's it for the first part of this reunion. I think that the first part of the reunion was watchable. I think it's like a slow burn. Like, it was interesting enough. Like, it wasn't, oh my God, this was the best thing since sliced bread, honey. It wasn't all that, I wasn't saying it was that, giving all of that, but at the same time, it was interesting enough to keep my attention. And it was interesting enough for me to give you guys 50 minutes of my time. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching, and I love you guys. And I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a video tomorrow, depending on what's going on. And then, of course, y'all got 2 reviews on Tuesday, which is Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta on Tuesday. Tuesday nights belong to Basketball Wives. Well, Tuesdays belong to Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Shout out to all of the Scotty gang. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate everything that you guys do. And I love you all. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm out of here. I will leave you guys with new music from Tramiel and Carl. As far as the whether you like it or not panel, it would be over on y'all's page on tomorrow. Like I told y'all, I won't be there tomorrow because I have to film tomorrow, so I won't be there. But otherwise, go over there and watch it, and the link is already in the playlist already because y'all been made the link for tomorrow. I'm out, y'all. Until the next one. Bye.
Cause I know what I want. I guess I could pray to the man up above. Start a new path with unconditional love. I can build a new life out of this mess. Moving on to a place free from the stress. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. All of my life, and you know it hit the worst when it starts with the night. I'm the type of nigga shit that can speak for itself. See, I'm a bad little nigga with his heart as well. Say it best from the heart, so it beating is felt. Just a sense to see you smile, someone probably can melt with the cause is dealt. Nigga, I was just wishing, can I be the only bad bitch that you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like?